Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers. I wish I could say I was intoxicated, overwhelmed, or pushed into something I didn't understand. But the truth is far less forgiving. I knew exactly what I was doing the night everything went wrong. There was no secrecy, no sudden temptation, no dramatic moment that swept me off my feet. What happened crept in quietly, slowly. It began with being noticed. Not the casual kind of attention that asks about your schedule or your errands, but the kind that asks about your thoughts, your doubts, your feelings. The kind that remembers small details and makes you feel visible in ways you didn't realize you were missing. My boyfriend Mark was a good man. Dependable. Faithful. The type who believes love is proven through consistency and long-term plans. He thought stability was the strongest expression of commitment. And maybe it is. But when predictability turns into emotional distance, when comfort becomes quiet absence, even the strongest bonds can begin to fracture. It wasn't about physical attraction. It wasn't about lust. It was about feeling acknowledged. His name was Ethan. Not a fantasy, not a stranger, just someone from work. Ordinary. Present. Someone who listened without waiting for his turn to speak. He noticed when I changed my hair, when exhaustion weighed on me, when my mood shifted. And without intention or permission, he became the person I turned to when I couldn't make sense of myself. What followed didn't explode into existence. It unfolded naturally, as if it had been forming long before there was ever any physical closeness. When I finally told him I had a boyfriend, he didn't step back. He simply said softly, "I know." And that was where everything truly broke. It wasn't a careless fling. It was emotional. And that night, when boundaries dissolved and I made the worst decision of my life, I felt alive for the first time in months. Then came something heavier than excitement. Shame. When I returned home, Mark wrapped his arms around me like nothing had changed. His embrace felt familiar, safe, and suddenly unbearable. My body was there, but my conscience wasn't. I didn't tell him the truth, not yet, but something inside me shifted permanently. Guilt has a way of revealing itself whether you want it to or not. A week later, Mark noticed. The smile I tried to hide. The way my phone never left my hand. Ethan's name glowing on the screen. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't accuse me. He only asked one question. Do I need to worry? That question shattered me. Not because it was angry, but because it was afraid. And I didn't deserve that fear. I told him everything. Not dramatically. Not proudly. Just quietly, through trembling words that wounded us both. He didn't shout or insult me. He looked at me like he was trying to understand where pain ends and destruction begins. Then he asked me to block him. And I said the most damaging thing I've ever said, I can't. It's complicated. In that moment, I didn't realize those words weren't about Ethan at all. They were about me. It's complicated meant I didn't want to let go of someone who made me feel understood. It meant I wasn't ready to release the person who made me feel seen. It meant I had betrayed Mark, and still wasn't willing to choose him. I watched something leave Mark's eyes. Not anger. Not sadness. Effort. He said calmly, "You didn't just betray me. You picked him." And then he walked away. No theatrics. No final argument. Just the quiet acceptance of a truth he could no longer ignore. In the days that followed, reality settled in. I lost the man who loved me because I valued validation more than loyalty. Ethan didn't stay either. Not out of cruelty, but because no one wants to be someone's second choice. That's when I learned a harsh lesson. It's possible to lose two people at once. One because you broke his trust. The other because you used his attention to fill a void you should have addressed elsewhere. I used to believe emotional connections were harmless. That trust could be stretched without consequence. That feelings could be shared freely without cost. I was wrong. Emotional betrayal isn't gentler than physical betrayal. Sometimes it cuts deeper because what I gave away wasn't my body. It was my heart. Weeks passed. Mark didn't reach out. He didn't ask for explanations or apologies. He left me with one final message. I could have forgiven a mistake. I couldn't forgive a choice. Now I sit alone, not because I'm unlovable, but because I failed to recognize love when it was right in front of me. I thought love meant intensity, constant attention, deep emotional stimulation. But real love is choosing someone even during moments of disconnect. It's creating emotional safety within a relationship instead of seeking it elsewhere. If I could go back, it wouldn't be to erase the moment I crossed the line. It would be to repair all the moments before it, when I should have protected my relationship instead of labeling my distance as complicated. Because it wasn't complicated at all. I simply didn't choose him. And now he doesn't choose me either. Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers.